Yeah, Shiva. Please go ahead.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
just
okay.
tell about
So
yourself and so how can I help you?
yeah, okay, sure. Okay. So I have around 12 plus years of experience. Okay, so I have worked right from desktop applications, so web applications. I have worked in the development side also. I have worked, and also I was part of production support also in between.
Okay.
So mixed kind of experience. So all in Java background only. So almost say last 6 7 years I'm into networking domain. So now I'm very much interested in DevOps. So I want to like discuss with you like switching into the DevOps career. So already I'm preparing for that one. So Udemy, a couple of courses I'm going through, and also Code Cloud. There is a platform to learn DevOps. So I'm learning on that platform also. Like sharing everything. I want to know what all I have to do going forward. Like that, I wanted to check with you.
Okay. So
Yeah, yeah,
so you have 12 plus years of experience with
yeah,
various
yeah,
domains and technologies with different verticals you have worked already. Okay, starting with
yeah,
the
yeah,
desktop
yeah,
applications and application development, application production support,
yeah, yeah,
and for
yes,
networking. Okay, which includes everything.
yeah,
I think
mhm,
combination of okay mixed version of mixed technologies you have worked it. Correct?
yeah, yes,
Okay,
yes,
so now you are planning to switch into DevOps with cloud, correct?
yeah, yeah, yes.
Okay.
A reason, I'm very much interested in infra side.
Mm,
So on the work itself, right? If there is anything to set up on the infra related, so I'm
correct.
very much interested. So I thought like, so already we have an interest on that one. See, when big data came, I was doing some POC. So that time also infra side everything I was only looking into like multi-node cluster, setting up the multi-node cluster. So everything I did. So now again after this DevOps like microservices are coming, right? So now also all the POCs related to Docker. See, now I'm learning a streamlined thing. But when I was in Tech Mahindra, I don't have that much streamlined process to learn DevOps. But that time itself, as part of POCs, I explored Docker and I like set up those applications. So like on this long journey, I found like I'm very much interested on the infra side. So I can't proceed on that part itself. Like that, I'm thinking.
Okay. So
Yeah,
the based on your previous POC and the whatever the time you have invested for as part of this cloud and DevOps field, you okay? So you will
yeah.
be interested into okay the the infrastructure provision, especially you will be interested more on that, correct?
No,
Uh,
not only infrastructure provision. No, now I have see the whole DevOps. Last project
okay.
I worked for a telecom client only,
Mm,
but it was full like DevOps means it was not Docker Kubernetes,
mm,
but they are running on the AWS environment. Servers are maintained by us only. It is not Elastic Beanstalk or something. Only
right.
servers were there on AWS, but we had a Ansible playbook and like Terraform script. We do have a server rehydration process. So for the
Yeah.
development, it was only for the development servers. So they will not do the security patching and all. Once in 3 months, they will destroy all these servers and they
Mm,
will give us new servers. So
understand.
it was like so in that setup, I have understood the whole process. So now I am learning also the whole DevOps process. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Not only infra side, the whole DevOps
Okay,
process. Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
understand, understand. So,
yeah,
so when we talk about DevOps, right? Okay, it is not
yeah.
like okay technology or like okay kind of programming and other stuffs. Okay, it is kind of
Mhm, yeah,
it is kind of process. It's kind of
yeah, yeah,
methodology.
yes.
It's kind of mindset, correct?
Mhm,
So it's
yeah, yes.
not only okay. So every DevOps project contains Docker, Kubernetes, Elastic
Mhm.
Beanstalk,
Yeah.
virtual machines, and GitHub
Okay.
is not like that.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
some project contains only for they will push
Mhm.
the code into Git repository. The pipeline will
Okay.
run. Okay,
Mhm.
continuous
Yeah.
integration and continuous
Yeah.
deployment will be maybe it's for maybe for their own data center, or maybe they are going to
Mhm.
deploy into their any cloud infrastructure. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
not like has to be is compulsory has to be used for Docker Kubernetes for every project. It is
Okay.
not like
Mhm.
that. Okay,
Mhm.
so first thing is that
Okay. Understood that.
it is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
process, it is the process,
Yeah. Yeah.
it is the method.
Mhm.
Okay, kind of
Okay.
methodology. Okay, so it is
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
kind of mindset. So my project I want this, maybe some other project
Mhm.
they want that. Okay, so this kind of one type of process
Yeah.
we would say.
Oh.
Okay, so
Okay.
this is the
Okay. Yeah.
DevOps, right? So as you said, uh, based on your experience, since you have worked
Mhm.
for each and every phases of software development's life cycle, I think you are aware
Yeah.
everything what is going on in and around as part of software industry, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Yes. Yes.
very well, you can easily switch from your current work, whatever work you are doing,
Mhm.
you can migrate into cloud and DevOps. It is easy.
Okay.
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 So it is
Yeah.
not like
Okay.
you need
Mhm.
to go and learn a kind of any specific technology especially for that. It's not like that. See,
Okay. Okay.
you are already experienced, right? So suppose
Mm.
in
Yeah.
your
Yes.
same company, maybe tomorrow
Mhm.
or next week, one project is coming up
Yeah.
for a new project as a new project, and you
Mhm.
need to be implement the DevOps life cycle or DevOps process, DevOps
Okay.
mindset. Then
Mhm.
obviously what you need
Yeah.
to do, you need to learn everything, correct?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yes.
everything means
Yeah.
as part of your practice, as part of your project implementation journey, you need to put some effort
Mhm.
extra and learn the things and implement. That is how you need to think like, okay,
Yeah.
so this is part of our process, this is part of our journey. Just to learn, okay,
Yeah.
each and every day, like spend for one
Mhm.
hour, maybe if record for 2 hours, and learn one by one.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
so
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
in order to learn the things, right, maybe I can give for
Mhm.
the some of the steps to be followed.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
learn the
Okay.
tools and technologies which is involved as part of
Mhm.
DevOps. Okay,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
implement any kind of projects. Okay, so
Okay.
DevOps, right? It was there for
Yeah.
earlier also. I think you might have aware. Okay, earlier what will happen?
Mhm.
So when we are implementing project, right? We used to go with the software
Mhm.
development life cycle, correct? So what
Yeah.
we will
Yes.
do in that phase, each and every phase like planning, code,
Mm. Yeah.
build, test, deploy, monitor.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes. Yes.
each phase, okay, there are certain developers or
Mhm.
operations team or testers who would be works, and they will deliver the project accordingly, correct? So
Yeah. Mhm.
what they have did earlier, okay, so my design team will sit separately, okay, and some
Yeah. Yeah.
development team will sit separately, my testing team will
Yeah.
sit separately, and my
Mhm.
operation team or support team will sit separately. What they will do, once planning business analyst finalize the requirement, it will come to design
Mm.
team. Okay, design team will do the design based on the requirement which is provided by business analyst, and by assessing all the impact of the applications, and they will provide the technical specification. By using the technical
Mm. Yeah.
specification, developer will do the coding. Okay, once coding is done, then next phase would be tester. They will test everything which contains integration, system testing, integration testing, regression testing. Once it is done, we will operation team will take that build, and they will go and deploy the source means binaries into that any one of the environment. Okay, this is
Yeah.
how they did. But this everything what they did earlier means they used to do as a manual thing. Okay, so
Mm, yeah.
in order to do these things as a manual, what will happen? So it is time consumed process.
Mm,
Okay, so now as time goes, right, so based on that business needs also, now everything say changed into, okay, in a agile manner. Okay,
yeah. Yes.
so once agile came into picture, DevOps also, okay, DevOps also, it was developments, it was boomed as a very fast manner. Okay, it booms,
Mm,
it come up with very fast manner saying that, okay, I need this project has to be delivered within 2 to 3 weeks.
yeah.
Okay, so in that case, what happened? So all the teams, right? There are business analysts, there are developers, testers, and deployment engineer, infrastructure professionals, and for
Mm,
operation team. Everybody's formed as a team and worked together
mm,
and delivered the project within 2 to 3 weeks, uh, with the help of sprint, every sprint. They're
yeah.
called as a sprint with the agile methodology. Okay, so now they, based on the market standard, maybe based on the market needs, based on the business requirement, they have changed everything as a uh, in a agile manner. Within 2 to 3 weeks, everything has to be
Mm,
deployed and has to be delivered to the customer. Okay, this
yeah.
process, what happened recently, everything, instead of manual, they automated everything. Okay, so when
Mm,
we are saying automated, so each phase we have the tools and technology came into picture. Okay,
yeah.
so each phase. Okay, earlier what happened? There was limited tools, and
Mm,
everybody worked as a means kind of uh, individually, it means individual thing, like, okay, their tester will do their testing, and the developer will do
mm,
their development, and for deployment engineer will do their deployment, like that. Now everything,
yeah.
everybody sit together and they automate everything. Okay, then what happens? So
Mm,
everything would be continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment. Everything is happening as
yeah.
a cyclic manner.
Yeah.
So that is the reason, now the project, or the product is delivering as soon as
Mm,
possible to the customer end user. Okay,
yeah.
so in order to, okay, so deliver the project as like, okay, as per the business requirement, as I told you
Mm,
earlier, right, there are lot of tools and technologies came into picture recently.
yeah.
Now
Mm,
each phase in the development, software development cycle: planning, okay, design,
mm,
code, build,
yeah.
test, deploy, delivery, and monitoring. If you take about
My,
each phase, right, I think you aware already. Each phase there are lot of tools available in the market, correct?
yeah. Yeah.
So when you talk about planning, there are, we are tracking everything like by using Jira, Confluence. So there
Yeah.
are a lot of, okay, so tools which we are using to track everything. Okay,
Yeah.
when we are going for this means source configuration
Yeah.
tools,
Source code
and
management. Yeah.
and
Mm,
code, when you're writing code, and okay, so testing this code whatever you develop, and build, deploy, monitor. So each space, right, there are a lot of tools and technologies, like, okay, for example, github, okay, GitLab,
yeah.
and Sonar
Yeah.
Cube, okay, and
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
JUnit. Then we go for next phase will be, okay, once everything is done, then go for deployment. Okay, deployment maybe for your data center, or maybe your
Mhm.
virtual
Yeah.
machine, or maybe it will be an cloud infrastructure.
Cloud. Yeah.
Okay, then,
Yeah.
okay, everything is okay, but you want to, okay, run your application as a individual components. Then Docker came into picture. Okay,
Oh.
then once Docker came into picture, so you want to manage, okay, those containers. you need to orchestrate those containers. Then Kubernetes came into picture,
mm,
correct? So
yeah.
these are the technologies evolved, okay, recently in a fast manner. So that also adapted very
Mhm.
soon, means along with that project, correct? So
Okay.
now
Yeah. Yeah.
recently, whenever if any kind of project is uh, leave about the existing project, so the project which
Mm,
is already okay, means recently okay, they are going to develop. Every
mhm.
project contains these tools and technologies nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Oh,
now when we talk about DevOps, right?
mhm.
Obviously, what we need to do, we need to know these tools and technologies for each spaces. Okay, I would
Oh,
say like
yeah.
okay, so nobody knows or nobody learned each and every tools which is involved as part of development life cycle, but they
Oh,
have
mhm.
some minimum requirement like okay, so what are the tools is required when we are going to develop a project and when you are going to work
Mhm.
as a DevOps for the particular project, correct?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So each space I have maybe list of tools I can tell you. You just
Mhm.
learn those tools. Okay,
Yeah.
might be it will be okay. So useful for in order to migrate, in order to you I know means I can say you can just for migration only because you have already experienced.
Mhm.
You know the tools and technologies.
Yeah.
You have worked already.
Mhm. Yeah.
Just you need to switch easily. Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah.
when we are talking about the tools and technologies, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So right
Mhm.
now, always I suggest people. Okay, anybody,
Mhm.
even for the previous session also, when people will come
Mhm.
for the come and ask for the suggestion or mentorship or for guidance.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I would say like okay, in order to migrate from their current career into cloud and DevOps.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I would suggest always, okay, first thing I will suggest, okay, do you know any programming
Yeah.
language? Any one of the programming high level
Okay.
language?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Mhm.
I I would I would say I will inform. Okay, tell the people. Okay, when we if they say okay, so they ask us to okay tell the things whatever required I need to switch. Then I will say okay. So
Yeah.
first thing is that I recommend people to go and learn for one programming language, high level programming language. I think, for example,
Okay.
Java, Python, Node.js, PHP,
Yeah.
any one of the programming language. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
this is required. Why I'm saying,
Yeah.
so when we are going to do any kind of work for your for
Mhm.
your day-to-day life, okay,
Mhm.
okay, so
Yeah. Yeah.
any one of the way any one of the way you need to uh, solve with kind of any problem or any kind of
Yeah.
issues, right? So for that
Mhm.
you need to understand how programming is working, what are the things,
Yeah.
how to solve this particular issue by using this programming language or kind of any automation. Okay, anything if you
Mhm.
want to do, you need to know a kind of programming language. I don't say you need to. I don't say you need to be expert level on this. Okay,
Yeah.
I would say you need
Mhm.
to be some kind of okay
Yeah. Okay.
moderate level. Okay, this is the
Mhm. Yeah.
programming language. I first preference I would say the people always learn with the programming language. Start with the programming language.
Okay.
This is easy. Okay, so
The
every. Hmm,
yeah. Actually, I have a question here.
hmm.
See, this programming language you are telling, right? This to understand the phases and how the software development works. To understand that one you are telling, or the logical thinking we should get for that you are suggesting this
No,
one.
no. Yeah, let me tell
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, in order to understand the project flow, okay,
Okay. Okay. Understood.
yeah,
Yeah.
no need to go and for you're the kind of full-time developer. It is not like that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, to understand the SDLC, so how it happened.
Understand
Okay,
the
yeah,
flow.
yeah.
You need to know where the flow is going,
Okay.
where this API call is
Mhm.
going. Okay, so from where, if
Oh,
any issue
yeah.
come, how you are going to troubleshoot? How do you see the logs?
Oh,
Okay, in case if it is any small fix, how where you will go and fix it. This kind of this
okay,
kind of
okay. Mhm.
debugging skill.
Okay, understood, understood. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
this kind of
So this
level.
one more thing. So this how this will help us help in the DevOps role. I want to
Ah,
understand that
okay.
one because see why I am asking this question. See,
Mm,
this is the kind of role I did in the escalation support. I told right, kind of a production support.
mm,
So exactly same things we used to do there also, like log
mm,
analysis
mm,
and giving any workaround till the issue is getting fixed. So these
mm.
kind of things we did in as part of that role. So I'm
Good.
curious to understand how it helps in DevOps. Yeah,
Okay, okay. So,
yes,
in DevOps, right? So
yeah, yeah,
when we are going for this development with
yes.
debugging skill, right? So suppose
Mhm.
one of the requirement you need to be automate some kind of manual work. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
So in
Oh,
this scenario, what you will do? First of all, you need to think. Logical thinking required. In what way I need to write this
okay,
program so that I can automate this.
okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is not a big work. Okay, but it is a small work only.
Mm-hmm.
But you are doing right now. You are
Yes,
doing as a manual. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
but
yes.
but you need but your project manager or your team head, okay, team lead saying that okay, I need to be automate these things. You can use any language like Java or Python or shell script. You use
Mm-hmm.
your own language, but I need to be automate.
Okay, okay, understood. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is not a business logic. This is not a project you are going to implement.
Mm-hmm.
This is one kind of small, okay, uh, code you need to write, and you need to be automate that so that this manual intervention won't be there in future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Okay, for this case only I'm telling, it is played very vital role in as part of any kind of automation kind of things. It is required. That
Okay.
is what
Mm-hmm.
I always people say go and read for means learn any one of the programming language, because in DevOps 99 of the project 99 90%, okay, so we used to say automation.
Okay.
That is why
Mm-hmm.
DevOps come into picture, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
should be automate, everything should be automate. That is why we used to call this means DevOps, we used to call DevOps, correct? So now that is the
Oh,
reason. I can't say people, okay, so in this scenario, maybe you can say, I have only Docker and Kubernetes skill. I can go on. Still, you can
mhm.
do it. You can do it. Nobody will stop. Okay. So what you do, you will work in that phase. Only Docker Kubernetes.
Okay.
But if you
Oh,
know some scripting, some programming language, some Docker, the Kubernetes, then what you will do, you know
mm,
each and everything, what to do, how to automate, how to do end to end. You can able to see.
okay.
So
Yeah, yeah. We can visualize. Yeah.
this is the
Mhm,
advantage.
mhm.
This is the advantage.
Okay,
I
okay.
think
Mhm.
you got my point now. What is the purpose of this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
so
Yes.
each and every page, you need to be automate small thing. That is why
Oh,
people record mainly focusing for scripting and programming language.
okay, okay. Mhm.
For
Yeah, understood.
kind of some kind of moderate level, you need to understand the logic and
Yeah.
you need to do the things. You should not
Oh,
nobody will ask you need to be expert on that. Not required.
okay, okay. Understood. Yeah,
Okay, this is one thing.
yeah.
So
Mm,
once you learn the things comfortable, then
mm, yeah.
what I will say, right? So once programming language, if you understand and learn the things, then what you do?
Mm,
I next thing is I would suggest people one operating system.
Mm. Yeah.
One
Okay.
operating system, especially for Linux, because 90% of the workloads in production, which is running on
Yeah.
Linux. Okay,
Yeah. Yes.
so I always recommend people learn Linux as much as possible. Go in depth and learn
Oh.
because cloud and DevOps, you need to be more Linux and networking concepts required. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
if you talk about Linux, which includes okay that OSI layer,
Mm.
okay, plus networking
Mm. Mm.
and
Yeah.
Linux commands plus shell scripting
Mhm.
plus bash scripting. What are the things?
Oh.
That seven layer is there, right? OSI
Yeah.
layer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that OSI layer and for uh, Linux, sorry, OSI layer plus networking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once you know networking, then plus Linux commands. What are the commands you are using? Just to go through that commands and understand how it is working. And shell scripting
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
plus bash scripting. That is advanced. Okay. So the Linux
Mm. Yeah.
contains these 5 points I told you. Please remember 5 points.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. I have noted down.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one programming language plus one
Mm.
Linux
Yeah.
operating system. This when you are
Yeah.
learning Linux operating system, which includes those 5 points, whatever we discussed.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once you have done, next thing I will suggest the people go and learn cloud infrastructure, cloud computing.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Why? Because once you learned everything, no, you have developed the application.
Mm.
Develop application is ready now. You need to be deploy this
Mm. Yeah.
application into any one of the infrastructure. Because why I'm saying now AWS cloud infrastructure,
Mm.
because nobody nowadays, no data center, no virtual machine, nobody maintaining
Mm.
their
Yeah.
own. Okay, now everything,
Yeah.
everybody, every company asking for the
Mm.
provider, AWS, Google, Azure. They are asking for the
Yeah.
infrastructure. They procure the infrastructure from there, and they are doing development from there.
Mm. Yeah. Yes.
That is the reason I insist people to learn cloud computing. Okay, when you
Okay.
when
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
learning cloud computing, there are right now three major computing vendors there. Okay, there are many people are there,
Mhm. Yeah.
but majority three members. Okay, AWS, Azure,
Yeah.
and Google Cloud. Okay,
Mm.
so I suggest people always, if anybody knows any one of the infrastructure earlier, I asked go ahead with
Mm.
that. In case if nobody means
Mm. Yeah.
didn't know anything, then I'll ask people to learn AWS first.
Yeah. Okay.
Why I'm saying AWS? Because most of the market is covered by AWS. So
Okay.
that is the reason if nobody started any cloud computing, I suggest people to go and learn for AWS now, starting.
Mm.
Okay, so when you come into AWS, right, there are plenty of services already implemented. Okay, so
Mm.
it is required so many years to learn the things. Okay,
Mm. Mm.
so I would suggest people learn as much as possible basic services. Okay, like EC2,
Yeah.
S3, RDS, okay, Lambda, S3, SNS,
Yeah.
okay, Elastic Beanstalk. Oh, these are the services, basic, right? So first to go ahead and learn with these services, master on it. Okay,
Mhm. Yeah.
when you are doing these things, you prefer do some practice, parallelly practice, practical. Okay,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah.
Now theory plus practical, both hands and okay.
Mm.
So work together, then you get some comfortable, and also parallelly try to okay try to uh, do certification also
Mm. Yeah. Okay.
in that. Okay, this is how I would suggest people for cloud computing. Okay, study
Okay.
plus do practice and parallelly do some
Mm.
certification also. Okay,
Okay. Mm,
so once you are doing this, okay, once you have done this, okay, so then I for freshers and all, I would say, okay, this is enough as of now. Okay, then I will
mm,
say
mm,
for some Kubernetes and the Docker knowledge. I suggest people to go and learn the things and know how to work. Means how to understand
mm,
once you
mm,
learn. So if you learned everything, okay, then
mm,
I suggest people to go learn Docker, then
yeah.
Kubernetes.
Mm,
Okay, this is how the path I will suggest to people whenever they'll come for okay asking for the guidance with respect to cloud and DevOps field.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So this whatever we discussed, it's covered almost
Mm,
everything.
mm, mm, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it is the
Oh,
major thing. It is the major. Okay, it is as part of this current means in the industry projects. Okay, so
yeah. Oh,
once you learn all those things, whatever we discussed,
mm,
okay, then
yeah.
you in the in your project or maybe in the industry project, so all these tools and
Mhm,
technologies, right, needs to be configured, needs to be automated, needs to be pipelined. So
okay.
when you're going to do integrate those tools as a pipeline, so some
Mhm,
CI/CD tool came into picture, okay, in order to
mm,
automate
yeah.
everything. Okay, so
Mhm,
those tools will be working individually. Now I want to bring together and write some script in order to perform step by step and as an automatic manner. Okay,
yeah.
that is why CI/CD pipeline come into picture. There are Jenkins, GitLab, GitHub, everything is there. So whatever the technology
Yeah.
just to learn that also. Okay, once you
Okay.
learn
Okay.
these things, you will get to understand some overall okay full picture. So how
Mm,
the
yeah.
system works and what are all the technologies which we need to use. Okay, so then you will get some complete picture so that you will be comfortable for your project and for your any kind of maybe you can go for next job or maybe you can learn for any other project, whatever it may be, or
Yeah.
you want to implement, you can able to do it without any issue.
Okay.
So
Mm, mm, yeah.
this is the overall concept. This is the overall picture
Mm,
when you are going for uh, learn cloud and DevOps. Okay.
okay. Okay.
So the
Yeah.
remaining
Oh,
tools are also there, some monitoring tools and source repository. These are all you can learn it. That is not a you need to spend time on this. That is small things you can do it.
mhm. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
So this is the
Oh,
overall. This is the
yeah.
overall idea. Mm.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Uh, actually, one more thing is like, see, I'm already preparing a few things. I'll summarize you.
No
I
problem.
am from Java background, so a few of the like Spring Boot applications I am trying.
Mm.
Okay, since my last project I told right, it was the my first Spring Boot and microservice project
Okay.
I worked upon. So that's when I got experience into DevOps also in the same project only. So I
Okay.
was using DevOps as a user. Like from the developer side, I used DevOps.
Mm.
Uh, so that's how I came to know how everything is coming into picture. I told you right. They used automated CI job. There is one job is there. Once we commit, that job will automatically run. And
Mm.
for deployment, actually, we do have a parameterized Jenkins job where
Mm.
we have to mention this is the server I want to deploy and this is the profile I want to deploy.
Correct.
So once I select everything and give deploy, it will get deployed into that particular dev server. So this is only the development pipeline I'm telling.
Understand. Okay.
Dev setup pipeline. Yeah. Okay. That's a federal project, so we don't have visibility on the production side. So that is what Spring and microservice I am like trying. So apart from that, Linux. So is it shall I share screen and show something or
You, no,
it
no,
is
no.
like
You
already took
no, no,
time?
no, no,
Time.
no. You carry on.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem. Just okay, share your screen and we will
Okay.
discuss.
Okay. Yeah. Already we took time, right? That's
No,
why I
not
wanted
required.
to
No problem.
confirm.
I am
Okay.
free
Yeah.
only.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I will share my screen. Yeah. Entire screen I'm giving. Okay. I'm sharing my screen.
Hmm. Loading. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, so this platform only I'm using for learning. Actually, I started with another Udemy course also. Now I'm continuing like for practice purpose. I'm doing it on this one. One
Hmm.
minute, let me.
Okay, okay. Code Cloud. It is a
This is
very
fine, right?
yes. It is a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
very good platform for DevOps and cloud. Yes.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay. So cloud engineer. Let me
Uh-huh.
log in.
Okay.
Okay. 1 minute. I will.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Actually, I have a session saved on other desktop.
Okay.
So I don't know the password itself.
Okay. Okay.
I forgot.
No problem.
So basically, what I am trying to show, Code Cloud Engineer I have started. So
Okay.
sysadmin tasks I have
You have
finished.
you have the
So
subscription method on this Code Cloud. You purchased.
yeah, yes, yes,
Okay.
yeah, yes, yes, I
Uh,
do.
okay. Hmm.
Oh, I'm not sure what is this one. Now only they are telling generate password or
Hmm.
okay.
Updated.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry, already I have tried. Oh, there is some issues. I think it is not
Hmm.
directly. Okay, it came.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Actually, there is some issue. I'm unable to log in into this one.
Okay, okay,
What I'm trying to show, there is this code cloud engineer, there is something.
okay,
So where they used to give me different tasks. See, they'll place me into sysadmin, and
okay.
once I complete the task, they will promote me to DevOps engineer and senior DevOps engineer
Ah,
like that.
understand, understand.
So,
They're having
yeah, yeah,
some, yes, they're having syllabus, and you need to solve that.
yeah, yes.
Accordingly, they are going to promote it, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
I started with sysadmin, so that is the beginner level. So now I have completed the sysadmin role. Like somewhere around 55 tasks were given. So I
Okay.
have completed those tasks, and now I am into DevOps problems.
Oh.
So just started with the DevOps problem. Some Ansible task is there for me.
Mm-hmm.
So and academically, so all the other things like Docker, Kubernetes, or Jenkins. So I have gone through separate courses with the lab. Only
Mm-hmm.
thing is I didn't have a glorified project, like a whole project as a pipeline.
Okay.
So I don't have. So
Okay.
I'm planning to do that one. Yeah, yeah. uh, like in my company, actually now I am on bench. That earlier project I told, right, that got completed actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I was into some internal project looking into some other 5G related job. So I got released, like I was not interested in going through on C. It was into C and C++, so I was not interested. So I asked for a release. So
Okay.
now I am on bench. I'm requesting for DevOps opportunities, but they are telling usually experienced people only they will be considering, like that RMG team is telling.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm not sure. I
Uh,
told them. So this is the platform I'm preparing. I'm okay to share everything with you so that you can share them with the hiring manager like that.
correct.
So
Correct.
I'm not sure how to proceed in this case. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I think
Even if I go to interview, yeah, yeah. They in for this much experience level, they are expecting experience, real time experience.
okay.
Uh,
Okay.
you understood, right? What I'm
Yeah.
trying to tell. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think for this
Mm.
case, right? So you have worked in different domain
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
You have worked in different domain earlier. Okay, not
Yeah,
in
yeah.
cloud and DevOps.
Yeah.
And you need to say that,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yes.
yeah, you need to say that I worked for different environment, different domain, but I recently only
Yes.
started my journey as a cloud and DevOps last 2 years or 1.5 years,
Okay,
something
okay.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
okay.
you need to
Mm-hmm.
be showcase kind of some problem or project, whatever POC you have did, and you need to highlight over there. Okay, these are the project which I have solved when we are learning for
Okay.
when I am doing for the project or when I'm preparing for that particular cloud and DevOps space. Like that, you need to highlight. Then when
Okay,
you are
okay.
highlighting these things, nobody will say like, okay, so if they are okay with your work, they are happy with your work, they will agree. Definitely, they will
Mm-hmm.
agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
for DevOps, normally for freshers, it would be okay. It would be like difficult because it's required some experience. Okay, it requires
Mm-hmm.
some
Yeah, yeah.
experience. It's required some programming experience required when you are coming for a
Yeah, yeah.
cloud and DevOps. Okay, so freshers maybe
Yeah.
they need to go and learn starting with this programming and some scripting and how project is working and
Mm-hmm.
what is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
software life cycle. Maybe they'll come up with 2 to 3 years. Once you get to 2 to 3 years to 4 years, then maybe they can work as a they start with their career as a cloud and DevOps. Okay,
Okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
initially they required, so they need to settle down, right? For that, it is required
Mm-hmm.
some time to understand those things, how system working, how industry project working, what is the
Okay.
pros and cons, what are the methodology, everything. What are the in between they
Mm-hmm.
need to learn the tools and technologies. Okay, so for those things and all,
Okay. Yeah.
to cross those things, it will be maybe it will come 2 to 3 years to 4 years, everything.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah.
for experienced
Oh,
people, it is not required. And also when you're
okay.
going to
Okay.
switching to some other domain to other domain, right? You are not fully
Mhm,
switching. You are not fully okay. You are not going for kind of different kind of domain. You are into work as
mm,
a different okay means which you are in programming, administrator, and support. Everything you
yeah.
performed. Now you are searching just you are
Yeah.
switching into by using those technology, those knowledge, and you are
Mhm.
going to switch into DevOps. This like okay interlink
Oh,
only.
yeah. Yeah.
It will be useful.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
definitely,
Okay.
definitely they will
Yeah.
consider.
Understood. Yeah.
Definitely they will consider. But by saying
Mm,
that, but you need to mention whatever the roles and responsibility which you have done earlier. You need to mention very clearly. Okay, now whatever the
Okay. Understood.
role you are
Yeah.
doing, just to mention accordingly.
Mhm.
Okay, even for
Okay.
you,
Okay.
you are
Understood.
working
Yeah.
last 2 years. I am working as a DevOps engineer. By solving these so and so project, so and so POC, so and so assignment. You can say means
Mhm.
they will ask questions. If you are there, okay, they will give the job.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't
Okay.
worry
Understood.
about, don't bother about. Okay, I have worked this. Maybe how they will consider, whether they will consider or me or not, or is there any problem? Nothing like that. Okay.
Okay.
Everything
Okay.
everything is possible. Okay. Be
Okay.
be
Okay. Yeah.
confident. Be
Understood.
confident. Okay. Nobody knows means
Yeah.
everything. Nobody knows know everything.
Oh.
Okay. So
Oh.
everything is possible. If you think that okay you
Mm,
can able to do,
mm.
you can able to do. That is what I'm saying. Everything is possible. And
Yeah. Yeah.
before
Okay.
that, I think
Okay.
need some kind of effort and kind of preparation. That is enough.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, that is the
Yeah.
only effort you need to put.
Okay.
Remaining things automatically will come.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, this is my suggestion. And
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
bother about anything.
Yeah.
Don't like okay, so this many experience, maybe I have this much experience, whether they'll consider. Nothing like that.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
20 20
Yeah. Yeah.
plus
Understood.
20
Understood.
20 plus years experience people also coming and learning cloud and DevOps.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, if you have passion, if you have interest, that is more than enough.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that kind of passion should be
Okay.
there.
Yeah. Okay.
That kind of interest should be there. If you have this kind of skills
Mm.
with your within you, then you can shine like anything. You can go anywhere. Not an issue, I would say.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is the only
Okay.
only point I want to highlight. So I just highlighted.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, uh, I hope.
These are the things I wanted to check. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I got clarity now. Like a lot of information also I got. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So please note it down the point whatever
Yeah.
we discussed. Please note it down. Otherwise, you may forget. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, please note down the points.
Actually, while you are telling itself, I was noting down everything.
So why?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
no. So this and all. So whatever we have, whatever we learned, just we are giving as a experience. That's it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
people, I whenever I so kind of conducting this kind of session, I used to say people
Mm.
because nature would be maybe today you can remember, maybe tomorrow, maybe possibility to forget. That is the reason, please note it down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Sure.
accordingly you can plan the
Yeah. Yeah.
syllabus, means plan your timetable and
Yeah.
start
Okay.
working on it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I have noted down like so the tools whichever you
Yes, yes,
mentioned. I
yes,
have noted down
yes,
like
yes,
each and every phases you told, right?
yes,
So
yes.
Jira, Confluence for the